Hello and welcome! Today we are in the Tier 9 US Supercruiser, the Alaska. We are playing on the map the Atlantic, and I spawned near the seaside, so I decided to go to the seaside. The plan over here is to try to flank the enemy. I wish to get into positions to be able to utilize my very powerful AP with very good auto bounce angles to be able to citadel and essentially ruin the game of mostly cruisers, but potentially also some battleships that get too close. Of course, I also have the ability to use radar, which is something I am doing right now, and this spots the Yugumo for us. However, I decide not to focus on the Yugumo, as it'll be kinda difficult to deal too much damage to the Yugumo with AP, whereas I might be able to get some citadel hits on the Donskoy. Unfortunately, I need to turn away because there is a Scharnhorst coming, which is a battleship, and unfortunately, I think a Donskoy plus Scharnhorst plus a destroyer actually beats an Alaska. I know it's hard to believe that there's something that could beat the Alaska, but you have to keep in mind that multiple ships, tends to do better than a single ship. More stuff beats less stuff. And also there's a second Donskoy, so I wish to go more to the side, fight maybe only the Donskoys, leave some of the other pesky red ships to deal, or have my allies deal with them, as I try to instead take advantage of my incredible AP to deal with these Donskoys, which is something I'm doing right now. However, I don't want to get too close because Donskoys do have torpedoes, and I mean, if I get outmatched or get too close fighting next to islands, I am probably going to be the loser in that kind of a fight, because, well, torpedo boats really like getting very, very close to your ship, because they will probably get off their torpedoes, so even if you sink them, they will also be able to punish you. And, I mean, we at this kind of medium-ish range managed to deal a lot of damage to the Donskoy. Now, unfortunately, I don't think we can actually deal with the Donskoy fully, and we definitely do need to run away. I even tell this to my teammates at some point here, because sure, we have an Alaska, we have an Akatsuki, we have even an Iowa. However, they have two Dmitry Donskoys, a Jean-Bart, a Scharnhorst, and a Yugumo. I think we are going to be on the losing side of this kind of an engagement. This smokescreen by my Akatsuki is incredibly useful because it keeps me unspotted, because the JB is just out of my spotting range, and this allows me to do this super time consuming border hugging thing without being punished for it. You see, when you enter the border, you can take advantage of this because most players don't know how to aim well against somebody on the border. But the longer you stay on it, the worse it gets for you, and you want to get out of the border essentially as quickly as you can. If you, aren't being shot at that moment. And the longer you take, well, the longer it'll take you even more to extricate yourself from that situation. And so that smokescreen was very, very useful because you're very vulnerable when you are trying to do that, as you are basically showing broadside to the enemy and have no ability to actually maneuver. However, that smokescreen basically saved me quite a bit of HP, otherwise I would have probably been spotted before, and, well, this might actually end up saving my ship, because there are a bunch of ships that will be chasing us, and, well, they could end up dealing a lot of damage. And this means I need every point of HP I can. I'm going to focus on the Donskoy, because the Donskoy might actually show me side, and so I might actually be able to get the Citadel off on her, whereas, well, I can't really do much to a Scharnhorst. I would have to be long-range HE spamming her forever to actually deal significant amounts of damage, whereas a Donskoy showing even a bit of side can be punished, because the auto bounce angles on the AP of an Alaska are very, very good. Usually when people talk about the super heavy AP, this is essentially what they talk about. fact that the AP shells... Basically, you need to angle more against the AP shells of an Alaska or some of the other US cruisers than you do against most other AP shells. So, the Scharnhorst finally hit the map border, so now she's going to essentially be trying to chase us. I'm not exactly afraid of a Scharnhorst. I don't think her firepower is that powerful. However, she can tank quite a lot, and so the plan is to try to focus down all the other stuff before that becomes something that we want to deal with. Oh god, that's another Donskoy that gets away with very little HP. Unfortunately, I do not probably have the range to be able to... Oh, maybe I can. Come on. Oh, she's turning away. She's turning away. Need to use the minimap to aim, but that's more of a feeling thing. You can't really be too accurate about it anyway. I think I'm going... Okay, I missed. Never mind. I think I might... Nah, there's no way. The shells won't be there in time. She is out of range. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around. I'm going to fall into concealment, obviously. Then I'm going to turn around and start heading towards the Scharnhorst. I do have Hydro, so I should be able to dodge the torpedoes as long as I try to keep like at least 4 kilometers between me and the shiny horse. Wait, I'm spotted before the Scharn? Something is here. Has to be the Yugama, right? Because I got spotted before the Scharnhorst could actually spot me. So it has to be something that has very good detection. I don't think I actually realized that while I was playing this at the time that I was spotted by the DD. But we did get the information right now, right? Luckily, the shiny horse is showing us somewhat broadside-ish, so AP does a lot of damage. I'm going to use Hydro soon. I should actually be using Hydro already. No, never mind, I guess. I did realize it at this point. Now, torpedoes aren't that dangerous to me. I should probably also be using radar, but it was on cooldown, so there's no point in any... Oh my god! I do switch back to the shiny horse. I think this was a mistake. I should have probably shot the Yugama immediately. Or, alternatively, the mistake here is to actually shoot the Yugama now. I should try to focus down one of the ships and then deal with the other one later. In this case, it really doesn't matter whether it's the battleship or the destroyer, because I have Hydro up for an entire minute and I have radar, so whichever side I choose, we can probably deal with the other one just later. And I think it was a mistake because I think the Scharnhorst is actually more dangerous to me than the Yugama, unless if the Yugama would try to rush me, but in that case I would have my own Scharnhorst and a Gneisenau out there that could help me. Torpedoes, I can simply dodge these by slowing down. Now, this does actually put me in a somewhat dangerous position in that there's a Scharnhorst at 2 kilometers who could punish me. Luckily though, my friendly Gneisenau, I believe, no, Iowa, actually deals with the Scharnhorst. Also, we got the fun in engaging on the Yugama, but to be fair, she would have gone down anyway. But yeah, see? The more dangerous ship here actually ended up being the shiny horse and not the destroyer. I should have kept shooting the battleship, I believe. Or, alternatively, shot the destroyer first and then later focused on the battleship. Regardless, we dealt with it, and now I guess we get a sea cap for free. In fact, Lion is probably going to be able to take that. I don't see the enemy being able to really oppose this. I like the Lion's name. Batakleba. I guess technically that would be 2 different languages, right? But whatever. Anyway, we hold the B cap. We are probably going to lose it though, because you can see there's an FDG, a Gneisenau, a JB, and one other ship. I think that's a Donskoy. Yeah, a Donskoy heading into it. Whereas we have our closest ship is something like 5 kilometers from the cap zone. We probably won't be able to hold the cap, however, we're in a decent position to fight. I mean, they've lost 4 ships, we've lost 5. It's not that big of a deal, they're probably gonna lose this Donskoy too, so it would be more or less equal, right? Because the Lion isn't gonna lose to Donskoy. So I don't really need to... I guess maybe I could head into the sea cap because the Lion got decapped. This would help us a little bit at least. Yeah, I definitely need to head into the cap. I probably could have made this turn on the little pillar here, but I didn't want to risk it. But now I'm gonna be in the sea cap, so even if the lion leaves, I'm gonna be able to at least lock it. Radar to see the Donskoy, and oh, she's definitely going to be showing some broadside, so I should be able to punish her with this. Wait, oh god! Wow, the lion actually got torped by the Donskoy. That's not good. We definitely can't afford to lose that ship. But I won't be having many problems with this Donskoy. She's showing too much side, so I should be able to sink her with this. Goodbye. And now I'm going to use this island to cover me from the enemy, namely that Gneisenau, so that I can safely cap this, because we really do need cap points at the moment. And after that I can just rush out and at least flank the enemy, right? So we have that. Although, to be completely honest, our battleships are in a not amazing position for the current state of the game. Now, that's not to say that they did anything wrong necessarily, it's just that with the way our ships are positioned right now, I believe we are at a significant disadvantage, even if the numbers were equal. Because you see, we don't have any kind of real flanking ability. I mean, they don't either, however they hold the caps, meaning that we need to actually push them out of the caps. So it would come down to us being the aggressor, and you really do want to have some ability to flank. And we also don't have the time to reposition into better positions. That's not to even mention the 3 ships that are at the A cap that could, you know, end up being an absolute nightmare later on. Oh, there's a Friedrich der Grosse. Now I'm afraid of that, because I can't deal with that ship. We need to deal with the JB and the Gneisenau first. And this will give the FDG plenty of time to punish me. Even just the secondaries alone will be able to deal a lot of damage to me. Oh! Oh, I didn't see that coming. I thought we had slightly better chances of this. I mean, I was on the broadside of the enemy. We probably could have at least sank 2 of them, but then eventually that wouldn't have worked out. Kinda sad that this didn't work out. 17-44 on a loss. Unfortunately, well, the enemy outplayed the team collectively. I guess it doesn't help that our Akatsuki just didn't manage to do much. Well, I tried my best, I suppose. 157k damage, sank a DD, a cruiser, did a lot of damage to battleships, etc. Kept the base, but that wasn't enough. It's kinda really surprising to me that this didn't work out. And I'd really like to know why. If you have an idea in the comments, or leave it in the comments if you have an idea. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.